morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. And yes, I'm back. I know you guys were here for the early morning show, but we have a special guest that is joining the show today. And first and foremost, I hadn't really spoke on the Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears scandal, and I'm gonna call it a scandal because it has grown legs since this video that was posted approximately 9 years ago, where it was put out as a skit. But after people have view this video, and I have to preface with, I only saw maybe a minute of the clip, and I couldn't watch anymore because I was disturbed by the visuals. And I actually asked my followers not to share the clip with on my page or send it to me with any content of that matter. Don't send it to me. Send it to the police and let them do their job. I'm not for one who is interested in that any kind of content like that. And and while again, it was said that it was a skit, but it's a disturbing skit. And if it was done for shock value, it achieved its goal. However, there are many people that have called for the uh, first of all cancellation and of Tiffany Haddish as well as Aries Spears in light of the fact of the substance of the video. And I personally will leave it up to those who are um, affected by the story. While I'm not personally affected, it was disturbing to me. My next guest is former congressional candidate Angela Stanton-King, who's the founder of the King Foundation, as well as an advocate for children. She makes no bones about how she felt about watching the tape, and she has something very special that's going to take place next week, Monday, in Los Angeles. And we wanted to bring on the show just to discuss it. And I do want people to be very respectful to my guests, and I want you to give a warm welcome to Miss Angela Stanton King.
Hey Dennis, how are you?
Angela, how you doing? I haven't talked to you in a while, and we haven't did a show. Last time we did a show, it was years ago. And I commend you for obviously one coming back on the platform, and two being a voice for the voiceless. If that's appropriate to classify what you're doing, R- let's let's talk about right now the mission that you're on, as well as far as bringing attention to this situation involving Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears, as well as all those who participate in the project.
I just want to be clear in saying this because I know a lot of people have a lot of mixed views. I know that there are a lot of Tiffany Haddish and a lot of Aries Spears supporters. And, I know how it is when it comes to us. We don't necessarily want to jump on the bandwagon of anything that seems to tear down another Black person. But at some point, we have to face the fact that just because you look like me doesn't necessarily mean that you are doing or you are what's best for me. So the reason why I got on board with this initiative to basically demand justice for all sexually exploited children, not just the children in the Tiffany Haddish case, but the Tiffany Haddish case, to me, is what you call matter of fact. And I say that because I was sent the video and I watched it. Now, being a childhood victim of sexual abuse, being a mother, being a advocate, and also having a bachelor's degree in psychology, I know abuse when I see it. Now, of course, there is a lot of mess surrounding this case. You've got the relationship between Tiffany Haddish and the mother. You've got talks of a previous lawsuit involving the mother. You've got talks of some type of extortion plot involving the mother. But I want to be clear to let you all know that me as an advocate in my organization, as an organization that will always stand on the front line of children, babies, however you want to refer to it, we are standing with the victims in this case because in this particular instance, it is Jane and John Doe, the children, the victims that were actually violated, that are bringing forth and requesting these charges and also bringing forth this lawsuit. So I don't want anybody to get upset with me for standing with children, because that should always be the forefront of anything we do in our community. It should be protecting our children.
Let me ask you a question. Now, in this call for the arrest of those involved, would that include the mother?
Well, I'm
Like,
saying, so let's be clear. The children have called for the arrest of Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. The children have gone to the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office requesting that their abusers be arrested for abusing them. I'm standing with the children with their request. If they have a request in there for their mother to also be incarcerated on claims of abuse, then I would stand with the children on that also. But since the children are the ones acting on their own, the community needs to stand up and stand with these children that have been violated. And the video in itself is all I needed to see.
okay, so what do you say to Tiffany Haddish's claim that it was a skit in poor taste? What? Why? Because there's been films produced by some well-known directors, filmmakers that some of you in poor taste. What is the distinction that you would place on this to be a form of art versus a form of exploitation?
Well, the victims in themselves are crying out. So this isn't a skit that somebody saw. Not only that, this child is still a minor. He was 7 years old when the video was shot. He's 14 years old now, and he's standing up for himself, and he's able to speak for himself. And he himself is saying, hey, I was abused. That makes it much different. And then, when do we say, hey, wait a minute, let's say if it's a skit, like, is it funny? Is it funny to strip
I didn't find it funny at all.
boy down to his underwear? Like, children that young cannot consent. In the
Absolutely.
video, we see him alone with an adult being violated. What I witnessed was a child being violated. If you tell a 7-year-old child to lay on his back in his underwear and to bust his legs wide open, that is a violation. There was no other adult in the room. The children cannot consent. And the child himself is saying this was abuse. And so for that reason, I have no choice but to stand with the children outside of the mother, outside of Tiffany Haddish, outside of Aries Spears. When do we stand up for our children?
And I agree with you wholeheartedly. I've worked on movie sets. Nothing that is as racy as this, but I've been on projects that I can't make any excuse because I wouldn't even condone any type of exploitation of a child who can't speak for himself. He's under the he and she were under the pressure, perhaps under their parents and given, or the guardian at the time giving consent. So I get it. And I don't know if the prosecutor in Los Angeles, because he's released a statement within the last 24 hours saying that he had yet to receive a letter from the children. Now that may have changed in the last, as we speak. But I think that the other question is, what support do you have from the victims in pursuing this arrest?
Well wishes, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if I need any type of support for the victims. I'm not here for the victims to support me. I'm here to support them. I do believe that Jane is aware that we are coming. I did speak with her through text. And I think at this point, it's more about protecting them, protecting their identity, but standing on the front line to remind everyone that the sexual exploitation of our children is not right. And this is not just about Jane and John Doe. This
Absolutely.
is about children that are sexually exploited throughout our nation. And we have to stand up and do something and say enough is enough. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Again, like I said, this is nothing new. The sexual exploitation of children has been happening for way far too long. That's why we don't see more celebrities and more people standing up. Because at the end of the day, when we're done arguing and when everybody's done giving their opinion, there's this video that does exist. I haven't met one person yet that saw this video and thought that it was okay. And then we have the minor child that's speaking for himself. I think under those circumstances alone, these children deserve to be supported. And you know, Dennis, you covered my case. I know what it's like when you're the underdog, when you're the one that's trying to tell your story and you're going against the big fish and they're suing you for $30 million when you don't even have 30 cents. So the fighter in me says, hey, wait a minute, let me get behind these children and stand with them.
To that point about the video, you know, while your posting of the video got a lot of people's attention in this, you know, regarding this situation, what do you say to those who are now resharing the video? You know, and I have an issue with that personally, but you know, they're resharing it. This is also uh, uh, an attack on the victim, so to speak. I think that it's clear that something clearly went wrong with that. The whole production, it shouldn't have happened. But what do you say to those who are now sharing the video?
Well, unfortunately, let's be honest and face the facts. The video had been uploaded since 2014 all over YouTube. Aries Spears had shared it over on his page. It was shared on another platform. The video is actually still up on YouTube in its full form. It wasn't taken down. I think that it shows and it gives more let me find the right word. It basically gives us the credibility that we need to stand behind these children, because anyone with common sense or in that right mind that watches that video and sees how hopeless and helpless that child looked on the floor while he was being sexually exploited, then the video in itself is enough to make people in America say, wait a minute, this is wrong and this has to stop. Whether it's in the name of comedy, whether it's in the name of acting, whether it's in the name of a skit, it's not funny. A child is crying out for help and we need to stand behind him.
Okay, so it's still on YouTube. And YouTube obviously is financially benefiting from this video to be on their platform. Has anyone reached out to YouTube to have the video removed? And the other question I have is,
I wouldn't know.
It's a twofold question.
I'm sorry.
The other question is, what do you say to all those celebrities who have come out in support of Tiffany Haddish, i.e., the Brat, Jason Lee, and a series of celebrities who've gotten behind, you know, Tiffany and Aries?
I believe that, well, first part with the YouTube, I don't work for YouTube. I don't know if anybody's contacted them or not. But in regards to the celebrities, I think that they haven't looked at the facts completely. I think that celebrities are so used to being up under attack that the first time they hear a report, their thing is to go and stand, you know, for your friends. We never want to hear nothing bad about our friends. We don't want to believe it. But I think if those celebrities took time to look at this video, then they would most definitely have a change of mind and a change of heart. So we have to remember as American citizens, you know, to not get so sidetracked by celebrity or influence that we're refusing to look at the facts and we're allowing our children to be victimized. Because what happened in that video, without the parent being present, without another adult in the room with this child saying that he was victimized with video evidence, we have to stand up and say enough is enough. We can't allow these people to normalize sex with children. We cannot.
Absolutely. And I think that's the big concern for me, that others will see this video being posted and shared as an endorsement for this type of content. Let's talk about what's planned for Monday in Los Angeles.
Yes, so Monday morning in Los Angeles at 10 a.m., we will be at the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office demanding an investigation into the claims of these children. Right? We need this looked into. The statute of limitations, from my understanding, has not run out because one of the victims in the case is actually still a minor. Not only do we want to demand an investigation into the claims of these children, we want to make sure that they've seen the same video that we've seen, but we're also standing to protect all children. Again, like I said, this case is just one of many of something that's been happening for a very long time in America. And we're just going to be there to show our support, shake the tree, let them know We're no longer standing by allowing our children to be victimized, whether it's in the name of comedy, whether it's in the name of gender identity, whether it's in the name of anything. Hands off of our children.
Well, I mean, nothing. I can't say anything else after that. I know you have a tight schedule, and I do appreciate you joining the platform. Uh, any I guess you gave me your final words. I guess that we end
Hands
on the
off.
hands off. Hands
That's
off.
it. Hands off. And for anybody that's interested in being a part of the rally, joining, coming out, covering, you want to show your support, you want to get a copy of the flyer, you want to share, all of the information is on www.theakf, which is short for American King Foundation.org. So www.theakf.org. I will see you all in LA on Monday.
Thank you, Miss Angela Stanton-King, for coming to the show and keeping me informed and abreast of the great things that you're doing in these streets.
Thank you. Hands off
Appreciate.
our babies. Bye, Dennis.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you. Bye bye. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. It's going down Los Angeles on Monday, and I will likely be covering it. And let's see what happens. I know Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears have released their respective statements, and let's see where this goes. And if the evidence support the efforts, then let it do what it do. If it doesn't, that's another conversation. But at this point, we're here to bring you the news as it unfolds in the case against actress comedian Tiffany Haddish and comedian Aries Spears, as well as the people involved in the production, even down to the person with the cameraman. Because at some point you had to feel a certain way by shooting that content. And again, I mean, if you're going to take people down, it just shouldn't be exclusive to the actors. It should be inclusive of all those who partake in that production. I'm Dennis Byron. I appreciate you guys coming on the live. This is the second one, two back to back. I don't know what you thought about the first one, and I would like you guys to leave a comment in the comment section about this developing story. Remember the hashtag Black Media Matters. I say it then, I'll say it now. Black Media Matters. We must be able to tell our own stories. Wherever it leads, we should be able to tell our own stories. I'm Dennis Byron. Appreciate you guys coming in. Remember to support, like the platform. And until next time, peace.